and welcome back to another great episode of WCU Weekly. I'm your host, Sarah Collins.
And I'm Evan Vaitia. As always, WCU Weekly is here to give you the latest updates on campus news, events, and more.
March is here, which means we are at week 7 of the semester.
And that also means that spring break is next week, which, speaking of, any big plans for the week off, Sarah?
Not too much this year, Evan, just traveling home to visit with friends and family and definitely taking some time off to relax. What are your plans?
Oh, I'm going to enjoy some time at home, take a long break from schoolwork, and recharge.
Well, before we head into the break, with midterms this week and advising season in full effect, take some time off to explore some of the resources and events going on around campus. Let's check out the events being offered this week.
Looking to live off campus next year, but you're still not sure where? You should turn to Off-Campus and Commuter Services, who are offering walk-in chats with assistants ready to help you figure out your next step. You can stop by Sykes Room 238 on Mondays through Fridays from 8 to 4:30 for assistance.
Need to take a quick break from studying for midterms? The Center for Contemplative Studies will be holding a mindful canvas painting pop-up from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. this Wednesday, March 5th. The CCS recommends that you bring an apron or wear casual clothes as acrylic paint will be used. This relaxing event will be held in the Center for Contemplative Studies and is free for all students, faculty, and staff, so be sure not to miss it by registering on Ram Connect.
The Swing Dance Club will be having a fundraiser in collaboration with Tomato Shack on March 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. If you're in the mood for pizza, sandwiches, or salad, be sure to swing by and use the promo code WCU Swing and mention the Swing Dance team when you're there. This does not apply for online orders, only for in-person, over-the-phone, or curbside pickup.
The Student Activities Council, WCU Library, and French Club have collaborated to hold a Mardi Gras celebration this Tuesday, March 4th and Wednesday, March 5th. Join the Student Activities Council from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. in Sykes Room 115 this Tuesday, March 4th to learn more about the cultural significance of the celebration and to try some inspired food. This event is hosted in partnership with the WCU Library and the French Club and is open to all that want to celebrate in the spirit of Mardi Gras. The fun continues on Wednesday, March 5th as the WCU French Club invites students to enjoy a festive event featuring Mardi Gras crafts, New Orleans-style king cake, and a Kahoot game. The event will be held in Mitchell Hall, room 102, from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. and is open to any major. No level of French is required. Immerse yourself into the vibrant spirit of this French tradition and celebration by registering for this free event on Ram Connect.
Wow, sounds like there's a lot going on during this last week before break. Be sure not to miss those exciting and free events.
Hey Evan, you know what else is coming up along with Mardi Gras?
What would that be, Sarah?
Well, in the spirit of March and with the green I'm wearing today, St. Patrick's Day is coming up on the 17th and it will be here before we know it.
Oh, a top 5 holiday for sure, and March also means that we will hopefully start to see some warmer weather soon.
Last week, I did not have to break out my winter jacket once. Let's hope we continue to see weather like that.
Thanks, Evan and Sarah. Hello, Golden Rams, and happy March. I'm Rochelle, here to give you this week's 5-day weather forecast. We start the week off with a high of 41 degrees with sunny skies throughout the day. We reach a chilly low of 30 degrees on Monday night. Early morning on Tuesday, the low remains a cool 47 with cloudy skies during the day. The high peaks at 54 midday. Moving to Wednesday, we reach the highest temperature of the week as it begins to warm up with a nice 63 degrees. However, we will see rain showers throughout the day and into the night, dropping to a low of 43. Headed into Thursday, these rain showers will finally clear up, as it'll be partly cloudy throughout the day, paired with a high of 44 degrees. As we transition into Thursday night, the low drops to a chilly 31 degrees. Kicking off the weekend on Friday, there will be a high of 49, and the sun will peek through the partly cloudy skies during the day for a perfect Friday afternoon. The low drops to 36 headed into the night. That's it for this week's 5-day weather forecast. Have a great week, Rams. I'm Rochelle, sending it back to the desk.
I'm a little disappointed to hear that some of the days will be a bit colder, but it is warming up and that's all that matters to me.
And even better, no more snow, knock on wood.
As we've been talking about March, it would not be right to skip over one of the most exciting tournaments by the NCAA, at least to me. March Madness.
Ooh, I'm already thinking about Selection Sunday coming up on the 16th. It's one of the best things about March, hands down. If I'm not in class, it's all I'll be watching.
I think that we should make a studios group for it, but I don't know, Evan. I get competitive about my bracket and it doing better than all my friends' brackets. If all goes wrong, we may not be able to host together anymore.
Yeah, you might have to get ready for retirement.
All of this talk about college basketball is making me think about our own Golden Ram athletes. Sending it over to Kevin for our full schedule of sporting events this week.
Happy March, Stubbs. I'm Kevin Cohn, and it's time for your sports rundown. Unfortunately, as we head towards, wait a minute, already? Time does fly. Okay, as we head towards spring break next week, a majority of the games for our athletes are away from Westchester this week. But there's still some very exciting events. This Saturday, our number 4 women's lacrosse team welcomed the Greyhounds of Assumption University into town. Men's golf will be in Winston-Salem, North Carolina on Monday and Tuesday for the Southern Division Tournament. Women's gymnastics will host the University of Alaska Anchorage on Friday night before taking a drive down 95 to Towson, Maryland on Sunday to compete against Towson, Rutgers, and Alaska Anchorage once again. Following their trip to Cary, North Carolina, our number 13 ranked Golden Rams baseball team will have a nice little weekend getaway to New York, playing a doubleheader versus the Pace University Setters on Friday in Pleasantville, and a doubleheader on Saturday in Dobbs Ferry against the Mavericks of Mercy University. Men's and women's tennis will head to the Sunshine State, Jealous, on Sunday to face off against the Tritons of Eckerd College in St. Petersburg. And finally, softball will travel to Lakewood, New Jersey on Tuesday for a doubleheader against the Georgian Court Lions, and then they'll catch a flight to Melbourne, Florida for the Space Coast Games. Taking the diamond for a doubleheader on Saturday versus the Penn Men of Southern New Hampshire, and 2 games on Sunday versus the Golden Falcons of Felician University and the Columbus State Cougars. That's all I got, but once we get back from spring break, the action will continue. I'm Kevin Cohn, and this has been your Sports Rundown.
Thank you, Kevin. Be sure to go out there and support our athletes.
I have to say, Evan, I have been keeping up with a lot of pop culture recently. I think I've been spending too much time online. It would be amiss of me not to bring up the Ruby Frankie docuseries that was released last Thursday on Hulu.
Oh, I did hear about that. The family vlogger mom who was arrested for child abuse back in 2023, right?
Yes, and I won't go into too much detail on it as Timmy has lots to discuss, but I have been following her story for a while and I'm excited to watch it.
On that note, let's send it over to Timmy for our entertainment update.
What's up, Sarah and Evan? This week has been hot in the pop culture sphere, so let's get straight into it. Just last week, we got our first look at the upcoming Shrek 5 set for release in December of 2026. But with the first glimpses of the familiar characters, many fans were left upset. Thousands of people took to Twitter to discuss how the animation looks off, and some say they lost the charm of the original films, or this creative direction was just simply terrible. Who knows whether or not this film will fix these effects, but we do know that Zendaya is playing Shrek's daughter, and honestly, that's enough for me to be seated. And just a couple days ago, news broke that Katy Perry will be the first ever pop star in space. When I read this news, I genuinely could not believe the headlines because yes, the American icon is taking an all-woman-led flight to space. I guess the real question is, will she sing her hit song, E.T. or not? Anyways, let us know your thoughts below, and I'll be seeing y'all after spring break.
Thanks for the updates, Timmy.
And I think that's all the time we have left for this week's episode. A very eventful one, too. As always, thank you for tuning in and be sure to check us out on our Instagram and TikTok at WCU.studios to stay up to date with the show and other campus news.
Good luck on your midterms and be sure to have a safe and relaxing spring break. With your WCU Weekly News, I'm Sarah Collins.
And I'm Evan Vaitia.